Hi friends, today we are bringing you a short video on abdominal yoga asanas. Invariably when we get introduced as yoga teachers, people always ask, can you show us one asana for abdominal toning? Well, there is not one asana for one problem. Every asana has the potential to aid or remove your problem or heal you from the problem. Watch this video, but please remember not to practice only abdominal asanas as an isolated practice. Before you do abdominal asanas, you must do the standing poses. You must be thoroughly practicing standing poses so that the legs can be involved in the abdominal asanas also. The second warning is that when you finish your abdominal asanas, remember to do inversions. There has been a video made for how to do a shoulder stand. You can see that and practice that after you finish this. Alright. The most important thing is that this is not an isolated practice. Please remember that.
I would also like to add that women should not be practicing these poses during their menstruation. So please keep that in mind as well.
Shall we begin? So let's begin by learning by lying down on the floor. So when you lie down, if you have back problems, you must definitely lie down with bent knees. Alright? And you want to make sure that you are spreading your entire back on the floor. When I say spreading your back, Nehal will show you what I mean is that your first of all, your buttocks have to be lifted slightly and scooped away from the lumbar, and also the buttocks have to spread away from each other. So you have to touch yourself for that to happen. The other thing that has to happen is that the collarbones have to flow away from the notch of the throat. So the left collarbone to the left and right collarbone to the right, so that your shoulder corners pin down towards the floor. You don't want to bounce off the floor with these corners of your shoulder. Also, what will help you to remain open in the chest, besides spreading the collarbone, is to extend the palms and press the palms very firmly on the floor as though somebody is lightly standing on your palm. Press that palm. Once you do these things, you will notice automatically your navel, your abdomen area will soften towards the floor. It will release towards the floor, and your chest area will lift away from the floor towards the ceiling. This itself is a huge infrastructural change, or you are creating space for your breath to become smooth, even and efficient. So please stay here. Do not directly start jumping. Avoid the gym mentality. This is not just a physical workout. You are trying to connect with your breath. You are trying to connect many things, body, breath and mind. So when you just do rapid movements, you don't really connect, you actually disintegrate. So this yoga is not about just doing activity. Please remember this. Now you will press the palms, roll your shoulder corners to the floor, shift your buttocks away. I'm just repeating so you remember. Now you will exhale and bring your thighs to rest on your abdomen. So when you bring your thighs on the abdomen, close to the abdomen, automatically the upper half of your buttock moves away from the lumbar. And those of you who suffer from lower back weakness or pain, this is a great pose for your lower backs. Now bringing your thighs closer to each other, as though somebody has tied your legs, you are going to bring your inner thighs to touch, inner feet to touch, and with an exhalation, you are going to lift your legs absolutely to its full straight height. Alright? So for that to happen, you have to be able to activate the front half of the thigh to the back half of the thigh. You have to be able to activate the outer thigh towards the inner thigh. So legs have to come together. This is the reason why in the introduction of this video I mentioned that you must do standing poses before you attempt this. if you don't do standing poses, this is not going to happen. Your knees will bend and your legs will not really know how to come together. So please practice the standing poses video. Now, what happens when you lift the feet is that invariably the arches of your feet, they collapse towards the floor. So you want to spread the feet in such a way that the outer edges of the feet are attracted towards the floor and the arches of the feet are lifting up. That itself will allow you to stabilize in the legs. Something else I want to share with you is that if you place a foam brick, something soft, so something that levels against your feet and you can feel your feet against it. This is one stage. You can hold it to your ability, capacity, motivation and determination. Please breathe here. Normal breathing. Face expression should be very calm. You should not become aggressive in the biting surfaces of the teeth, eyes. Everything has to be soft. Please watch how to lie down. The purpose of this specific method of lying down is so that your buttock touches the wall, your thighs touch the wall, and your body ends up in the center of the mat. So this is the hardest thing to teach to people. It appears very simple when we do it because we practice regularly, but this is very important to understand how to lie down properly. So watch carefully, full attention needed. Yoga is attentive intelligence. Okay, watch. Ready, go. Now as you can see, her entire back is on the floor. Her buttocks are touching the floor and the wall. Upper half of buttock is on the floor, lower half is on the wall. Legs are pressing towards the wall. Knees are going towards the wall. Feet are level. Now, the previous version in the middle of the room is a little difficult. So if you are someone who is not able to hold that for more than 20-30 seconds or 45 seconds, you may be better off by practicing this first. Especially if you are very tight in your hamstrings, if you are very tight in your back, you have back problems, this will help you. If this touching the wall is not available, you can also move a little bit away from the wall so that your buttock is not touching the wall. Somebody who has never practiced and is trying it for the first time, this may not be available. So buttocks away from the wall, thighs at a slope. I will add the image for you to see. Once you are here, you want to extend your torso, palms facing each other. Lift the arms, palms facing each other. Stabilize here. Now observe, if you just lift the arms up, this bounces off the floor. So you want to attract your arms as though they are remaining in contact with the ground. You want to be connected with the ground. Then extend the arms gradually. The more gradually you do, the more attentive you are, the more you have an opportunity to observe what is happening. It's not just throwing the arms over your head. Okay, now extend the arms as though you are extending from your waist to armpit to fingertips, and move your waist to thigh area away from your towards the wall. Okay, so stay here, this will help. Then after this, you can work on leaving the wall with your heels. Exhale and leave the wall with your heels and press the topmost band of your thigh, this band towards the wall, knees towards the wall, heels away from the wall. Breathe. If it is difficult to keep the arms straight, you can hold the sides of your mat and pull the mat so that you can get the extension. I hope this is helpful to you if you are struggling in the middle of the room. So I'm going to show you a seated pose which is to be done on your buttock bones. Again, this is for the abdominal organs, abdominal asana. You have to sit on your buttock bones. knees bent, feet on the floor. Keep your cup-shaped fingers like this and lift your back. You see how I lift my back. I don't let my chest collapse like this. So push the hands, elbow slightly bent, collarbones open, lift your back. Walk slightly back. So recline your trunk slightly, and then with an exhalation, keep your legs together and lift your feet and keep your legs firm like this. Stay. So this is with palm support. Now some of you may find it difficult to sustain this with your legs raised up and firm. If you feel that you are falling back, you are dropping back, then you must do it with the help of a chair, a household chair or a small stool. Put a soft mat if the chair is made of a hard surface. Raise your feet on it. Keep your hands beside your buttock. Push and lift the chest and stay this way. When I started learning this pose independently and I had to hold this was one of my most difficult poses. In those days I used to feel I will never be able to do this. But the beauty about yoga is that if you have the dedication, discipline, motivation and sincerity to practice every day, you will see progress steadily. So it's not about getting rapid progress or catching up with somebody else who can do more asanas than you. It is about your internal progress. As you dedicate 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you will see the results starting from the first day of your practice. So it is up to you and your discipline, how much you invest in yoga. This is the most important asana, which is got huge potential of healing you in many different issues. Please read about it in Light on Yoga. The name of the pose is Supta Padangushtasana. Supta, lying down, Pada, foot, Angushta, toe, Asana. Okay, I am trying to keep my videos short, and I am also encouraging you to buy Light on Yoga and read from Light on Yoga, so that your practice is not only restricted to these videos. These videos are nothing in comparison to the wealth of information in Light on Yoga. If you like the videos, it is only because of the training and mentoring given to me by my teachers. If there is any mistake that I commit, it is mine, and all the good things that you see and learn from these videos are only because of my teachers' guidance, mentorship. So watch this video carefully. You can practice this pose isolated only. Suppose you don't have time and you want to quickly do a 10-minute practice, you can do this pose. Okay. So bend the knee, right leg. Put the strap on the arch of the foot. Hold the strap with both hands. Observe carefully how the tip of the thumb is pointing towards the ceiling, and pull the leg into your hip. So remember, it is not just stretching the leg. You are not trying to dislocate your leg from your hip socket. You are actually trying to locate your leg. You are trying to connect your leg into your hip socket. The most important thing to remember while doing this is your outer hip corner getting attracted towards the floor, and is the outer thigh and inner thigh moving together in the direction of this wall. Can you see? Outer thigh has to move towards this wall. Generally what happens is outer thigh will pull towards the armpit. So you will become uneven. You don't want to become uneven. Yoga is equanimity. Are you equal as you move the body? So outer thigh, outer hip going towards the wall. Inner thigh going towards the wall. So your raised leg thigh appears like a flat wall. The bottom leg has to connect to the floor. There will be a little gap, but connect it to the floor. Chest open, arms pulling towards the armpits, soft face expression, and normal breaths. Once you have done this, hold the strap with only one hand, that is your right leg, right hand. Alright, keep your left hand on your thigh, press the thigh down and exhale and slowly move the leg to the right. Slowly, without dislocating the left. Left body should not tip over as the right leg goes to the right. In the beginning, you may find it difficult to give this leg structure and you will tip over. To prevent that, I will show you something. Just watch. You can insert a wedge, like we have a door wedge. Like that, you are going to insert this wedge which will plug the outer hip out into the hip socket, outer thigh, outer hip into the hip socket. And yes, remember, you have two sides. So my video is showing only one side because I cannot make my videos so long, but you have to do both sides. As shown in the video, the abdominal asanas, the first one, Urdhva Prasarit Padasana, and the second one, Paripurna Navasana, help you tone your abdominal area. They help you overcome problems like bloating and flatulence. But while doing them, if you strain your back or you feel there is some tightness in the back, after that, you must follow these two poses with Supta Padang Ushtasana 1 and 2. Supta Padang Ushtasana 1 and 2 is also excellent for people who suffer from sciatica, and it will give you release in your back, pelvic, groin, hip region. Please practice regularly and stay healthy, my friends. Thank you and namaste.